Welcome back to The Edge, the podcast dedicated to helping you build lasting success in the financial world. Today we're tackling a fascinating and, frankly, critical topic: the habits that separate the 90% who fail from the 10% who achieve sustained profitability in trading. With me is market veteran Dr. Sarah Chen. Sarah, thank you for joining us.
Thanks for having me, Alex. It's a pleasure. This is the conversation that every new trader needs to have, but often ignores.
I love how the article we're discussing uses a gym analogy. Everyone has access to the same weights, but only those with discipline get the results. Why is it that habits, not indicators or secret algorithms, are the true game changer in trading?
That analogy is spot on. Trading is fundamentally a psychological and risk management game. The charts are the easy part. The hard part is controlling the human element. Most people fail because they let greed and fear interfere with their process. A successful habit like strict risk management is an antidote to that emotion. It's about building a system of behavior that minimizes human error.
Let's dive right into habit number one: unwavering discipline. The article calls the trading plan your personal fiduciary agreement. Can you elaborate on why treating your plan like a constitution is so vital?
It's all about making decisions when you're calm. You draft your plan, your operating hours, your instruments, your exact entry conditions when you are rational and removed from the market's pressure. The moment you are in a trade, adrenaline takes over. If you don't have that constitution to rigidly follow, you'll start moving stop losses, revenge trading, or oversizing your positions. Discipline is simply the sacred adherence to the document you wrote for yourself, by yourself, when you were smart.
That makes sense. It's a defense mechanism against your future emotional self. And part of that discipline is the routine. The routine of successful traders goes before, during, and after. What's the most neglected part of that three-part routine?
Absolutely. The after part, which is the reflection and recording. Everyone loves the during, the execution. They even do the before, checking the economic calendar. But the reflective work, updating the trading journal, that's often skipped. This journal is your laboratory. If you don't record your emotional state, why you entered the trade, and your key takeaway, you can't make data-driven improvements. You just repeat the same mistakes.
That leads perfectly into habit number 2, which the article labels the life insurance of your career: risk management. Specifically, the 1% rule. Why is this rule non-negotiable?
Non-negotiable is the perfect word. The 1% rule means you never risk more than 1% of your total account capital on a single trade. It's the survival habit. The math is brutal. Risk 5% per trade, and you only need 14 consecutive losses, which is totally possible, even with a decent strategy, to wipe out half your capital. But if you stick to the 1% rule, you need 69 consecutive losses to do the same damage.
69. That's a staggering difference.
It is. It mathematically converts survival into a statistical habit. You're trading tomorrow and the day after. It manages the risk of ruin. And let me add one layer: position sizing. When volatility spikes, your stop-loss distance gets wider. To maintain that 1% risk, you must reduce your position size. It's not just a fixed number, it's a dynamic calculation based on current market conditions.
So it's managing the dollar amount of risk, not the number of lots.
Exactly. Fixed risk, dynamic position size.
Moving into the deep mindset, habit 3, trading psychology and resilience. How does one develop that essential emotional detachment, especially after a rung of losses?
The core realization has to be that trading is a game of probabilities, not guarantees. The market does not owe you anything. When a loss hits your stop loss, you have to view it as an operational cost, not a personal failure or a market betrayal.
That's hard to internalize. What are some practical techniques?
There are two big ones. First, the R multiples mindset. Stop thinking in dollars, it's too emotional. Start thinking in R, or risk. If your risk is $100, 1 R, you aim for 3 R, $300. When you lose 1 R. When you win, you gain 3 R. It depersonalizes the result. And the second, the mandatory break. If you have 3 consecutive losses, the successful trader's habit is to close the charts and walk away for 24 hours. No revenge trading. Your brain needs to reset the emotional cycle.
I think that mandatory break is probably the toughest rule to stick to. You feel that temptation to get back what you lost.
It is the toughest, but the feeling of needing to get back what you lost is the exact indicator that you should not be trading.
We've covered discipline, risk, and mindset. Let's finish with habit 4, continuous analysis and self-reflection. Beyond the trading journal we discussed, the article mentions backtesting and forward testing. How do these confirm the expertise of a successful trader?
These two steps are how you build trustworthiness in your own system. Backtesting is testing your strategy on historical data. It proves that your edge worked in the past. Forward testing, however, is testing your strategy adjustments in a simulated real-time environment, like a demo account. The market constantly evolves. If you make a tweak to your system, you shouldn't throw it straight into your live account. You verify it with forward testing first. It's a scientific, data-driven adjustment process. You're trading based on evidence, not just a hopeful hunch.
That is an excellent summary. So to wrap up for our listeners, the difference between an amateur and a professional isn't luck or secret knowledge. It's the implementation of a rigorous, repeatable process built on discipline, the 1% risk rule, a probabilistic mindset, and continuous analysis.
Exactly right, Alex. Success in trading is simply about repeating positive habits. Start small, be consistent, and let the data guide your adjustments.
Dr. Sarah Chen, thank you for sharing these powerful insights today on The Edge.
My pleasure, Alex.
And to our listeners, we'll see you next time as we continue to explore the habits of financial success.